Hey everybody, this is Gary Bogdanski from Boom Fantasy, and welcome to Jackpot tonight. I'm here with my co-host Stephen Murphy, Boom CEO. Steve, how's it going?
Going well. It's been too long, Gary. I think we haven't been on air in a few days together, but it's good to be back.
I know it's been way too long. If we weren't working on other things to improve the product, I would feel bad. But hopefully, missing a few days will give people a better experience in the near future.
Yeah, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, Gary and I work for Boom. We are two of the roughly 10 people who work to improve Boom every day, and we do a nightly live streaming show called Jackpot Tonight. Most nights, not all nights, but most nights, where we talk about what needs to happen for players to win the jackpot or jackpots. And tonight there are a few people contending for the mighty double, the $2.22 jackpot, which is at a record high of $909. Gary, you want to get right into it and take the audience through the picks?
Yeah, for sure. And I do want to point out some of the new features we've added in this leaderboard on the water cooler, just for those of you who have been at Boom for a while. We kind of want to make it more exciting when people are really close to kind of hitting the jackpot. So we started to put some blinking red and green lights to signify when people are close. So a blinking green light means someone's going to win cash, and a blinking red light means someone is very close to winning cash. So right away, if you look at that $2.20 jackpot, which we called Mighty Double, you can see there's a bunch of blinking red lights. We have a few people who are close in this contest.
Yeah, that's right. So as Gary mentioned, the red blinking light is basically one off the money in any of the jackpots, and the green blinking light is when you are currently in the money. So you're either on pace to win the full jackpot or in the bigger jackpots, one of the smaller prizes. And then once it locks, the whole thing becomes green. It's a nice feature. Our engineers built it out, and I think it does add a lot. And yeah, as you can see, there's two blinking reds right now on the jackpot leaderboards. For the $2.22 jackpot, and then for the $1 million jackpot. And that's because the $1 million jackpot, we have someone at 4 of 9, so they need one more to double their money. And then for the $2.22 one, which is, I think it's probably our most exciting jackpot of the night, we have three different players, actually three different entries, two different players that are 3 of 4. And so one of them, they're actually different contests or different slates. Boundary 1010 is sweating. Oh, just as I say that, look who just moved into the current 4 of 4 position. Both of his picks are actually the same. So although he's splitting it with himself, and he is on pace right now to take it all. And that's because Trevor Blewett, I could be pronouncing his name wrong, of Xavier, has exactly 24 points right now.
Yeah, no, and that's super impressive. I mean, that's definitely the hardest question of the slate to hit, and kind of nailing that really kind of goes a long way, and giving him a good shot to take down one of these jackpots tonight.
I will say though, a lot of time left in that game. 12 minutes left. Xavier is up 72 to 54. So if they go on a bit of a run, perhaps they pull him. But this is March Madness. They're definitely not going to pull him too early. So we'll see if that holds.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some time left to go in that game, and like you said, I mean, I think we had seven or eight different slates tonight for these jackpots. So there's a lot to keep an eye on, and we'll certainly do our best to break these all down. But we might need some help from you guys in the chat tonight, letting us know who's close, because we'll do our best. And I have two TVs here, and I currently have both the college basketball games on, but there's probably like 10 or 12 games we got to keep an eye on tonight, and I'm not sure if Steve and I are gonna be able to do that ourselves. So
the missus allows you to have two TVs down there.
She does.
You're in a basement. Are you in a basement?
I am. Of course, I'm in a basement.
Of course you are. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, so yeah, that's why they call it Madness. Obviously, a lot of games going on. I'm looking at Baldry's other picks. He has Barry Brown for points, who's got a 4-point lead in that. Xavier Sneed, who has a 1 rebound lead, and that was a big pick for him. He picked Sneed, who was the D pick. And so for those of you who are new to Boom Fantasy, we rank all of our picks, A, B, C, and D. A and B typically are the favorites, and C and D typically are the long shots. But in jackpot contests, they're all worth the same. In heads-up contests, you get a bigger reward for choosing the long shots and being right. But in the jackpots, they're all worth the same. So he took a risk choosing Xavier Sneed, but right now that's paying off for him, though that's not final yet. And then Quentin Goodin at assists, and that one's looking very good. He's got 6 and still playing. So it's really going to come down to Trevon and see if he gets pulled early. I mean, that's really the only way. I think he stays at 24 with this much time left.
Yeah, it's tough. And the guy, Deshaun Murray, he's one rebound away from kind of ending this jackpot for him as well too. So yeah. I'm not sure how much time is left in that game, but you have to think there's a decent chance he's going to get another rebound here and kind of kill his entry.
B. Haas asking that we are alive. We are alive. B. Haas, good to be back.
We are alive and well, and I promise there's a bunch of... we took a couple of days off to get some work done, but I promise you will see some pretty cool new things in the app in the next week or two where you'll forgive us for taking a few days off.
So what's on the docket, Gary?
Oh, man, you're gonna put that pressure on me. It's funny. Just about 2 hours ago, I got an email from Joe Please saying to me, "It'd be really cool if we can kind of get notified when someone sends us a private message in our app." So for those of you who just joined Boom for the first time, we have a private messaging system where all the players can private message each other and have conversations about strategy, about life. But as of right now, you're not able to tell if when someone notifies you right away. So Joel had suggested that they get some kind of notification, and I'm like, oh, great news! That's actually on our list of things to do next week. So we'll be adding that. And although I know people don't like to use it, we've had some requests for an unregister button, so we're going to be adding that in next week as well too. So hopefully it's not something you have to use often, but I know from time to time you guys do want to withdraw an entry, so we're going to give that feature available to you guys in the next couple of days as well.
By the way, I'm not sure if there's a stat correction here, but Trevon has now moved to 23 points.
He definitely did not get -1, I would assume.
So yeah, that could be. So we use an independent data feed, Sport Radar. Occasionally they screw up and they self-correct. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll certainly double check it. But right now, which actually may be good news for Baldry because there's so much time left, Trevon does go down a point. So he still has a chance.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at if I'm looking at one entry I really like right now, it's D Curry 23. He's only 2 of 4, which on the surface doesn't look that close. But if you look at the second question, he just needs Jonas to get one more rebound, and he's probably gonna. Westbrook could still catch him, but if Jonas gets one more rebound, there's a pretty good chance he's going to take that one down. Mm-hmm. And then DeRozan's probably just about to come back in the game with 6 minutes to go. So I mean, him getting 8 points in his final 6.5 minutes is very realistic as well. So I mean, by no means a lock, but I think that's probably has a better shot at this point right now.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, DeRozan needs 8 more to nail that pick. So yeah, D Curry 23, also very much in the hunt. So yeah, that the final few minutes of that Raptors game will be exciting for sure.
And we do still have an hour left for this NBA Friday night jackpots as well. I see the $2 one already has 43 people signed up for it right now. So you still got an hour to make your picks in that one, which will be our last big slate of the night.
So Gary, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Mighty Double hasn't been hit yet. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah, not too shabby. The first jackpot already hitting 900. If no one wins today, will it get up to 1,000? You think?
Yeah, no, it might be closer to 1050 tomorrow than 1,000. So yeah, it's been growing nicely, and it's basically it's the exact same odds as the Mighty Dollar jackpot. So we expect people to hit it like probably twice a week on average. So it's kind of defied the odds a little bit too. So we'll see if anyone's able to take it down. But yeah, that's going to start growing pretty quickly, Steve. Just as if we don't have any winners in the next day or two, I think everyone's really going to start to focus on that one. And the same way that kind of the Mighty Dollar took off when it broke 1,000. I expect the same thing for this one, and it's going to grow twice as quick too, because it's double the price.
By the way, exactly what you predicted for D Curry 23 just happened. Now he is 3 of 4 and just rooting for DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, he's also rooting against Westbrook for rebounds. There is some work to do, but I mean Westbrook could easily pick up a couple of rebounds here in this. He still has 3/8 of a game left, so I mean Westbrook could easily end up with 14 or 15 here.
For sure. Yeah, no, pretty crazy. How's your bracket looking?
Oh man, I tell you, I actually was talking to my friends today, and I sent a GIF of burning money. My bracket is dead. I had Duke beating Arizona in the finals, and Arizona got absolutely destroyed last night. So it's pretty much dead already, which actually might be a blessing in disguise because I've been able to just enjoy the tournament and not even care at all, being that I know I'm pretty much drawing dead on night one.
Yeah, I actually had Buffalo over Arizona, but that's pretty much the only sort of good underdog I chose. So I'm in rough shape as well.
No, it's funny. I've had 3 people today ask me about my bracket. I told all 3 of them that same story. All 3 of them told me, "Oh, I picked Buffalo." I'm like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, "Oh, go screw yourself."
It's the one proud pick.
Yeah, but I think the fact that I'm not going to have to worry about it, I can enjoy the tournament. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's true. One of our engineers, big March Madness fan, Orpheus, if you're watching, big props to you for all the work you've done this week. He just, it was like a kid in the candy store Thursday. He had that childlike wonder about March Madness. Gary and I are kind of, cynical veterans at this point. We're like, listen, your bracket's not going perfect. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, he was pretty excited. We had to strap him down to the chair to make sure he kept building features for these players.
So let's see. DeRozan, looks like DeRozan has 20 now with 4 minutes to go. I'm switching to the Raptors game because I think that'll be the real one to track here late.
Yeah, and if he's able to get there, it'll immediately go to the Westbrook watch.
And by the way, Baldry 10-10, his night is done because Deshaun Murray just got a rebound, and so he statistically cannot win that second question anymore.
And that's a pretty good run by him. I mean, I know it didn't work out for him, but yeah, pretty close on those slates. And that's the great thing about these college basketball contests is, they're basically nonstop all day. So, I mean, I think yesterday we had, yesterday we had 4 slates. Today we had 4 slates. Saturday and Sunday we're going to have 3 slates. So, I mean, we're going to have lots of opportunities this weekend. And if you're looking to kind of put one entry in a variety of contests, that option is definitely going to be available in the next couple of days.
Awesome.
For those of you guys who are joining for the first time, I want to thank you for being here tonight. Feel free to tap that open chat button in the top corner and let us know any questions you have about tonight's contest or Boom in general, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. Oh, I see Joe. Please tell me that he had Arizona going to the Final Four with me. He gave me like a little pound sign. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was not a pound sign. It was an embarrassed sign. Yeah, so I was like, I'm embarrassed. There's nothing to pound that we both lost. So, but it's I thought Arizona was good. It just kind of unfortunately, I thought they were going to be so fired up about being where that ESPN report came out, but unfortunately that's not the case. Although I am very excited about Seton Hall and their victory last night. And they play I'm a Seton Hall alum, and they play Kansas tomorrow. And I think they're only like a 5-point underdog, so it sounds like they're going to have a chance. So I think it's before last night. It was 14 years since they won their first game. So that's kind of what I got. That's really all I got going on with the tournament right now. So we'll see how it plays out.
One of these days, my alma mater will make the tournament again. It's been, 28 years? Wow. Is that right? Oh, man, I'm old.
28 years is a long time. It was probably not your alma mater back then either.
It certainly was not. Yeah, the last time they made the tournament was I went to Loyola Marymount in Los Angeles, the school of Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball, and 1990. That was the last time LMU was in the tournament. Is my math right? Is that 21 years? 28 years?
Yeah, that's a while.
Yeah, that's a long time. Long time.
For those of you who
I remember when I was a senior, we played Gonzaga in the conference championship, down 1, and an LMU player had a finger roll to win the game at the buzzer in Spokane, and he just missed it. It would have put us in the tournament. I mean, I felt so bad. He was in my fraternity. I couldn't even look at him. People were like, he was just so upset with himself. Like the rest of the year, not just like for a week, like the rest of the school year, he was almost irreconcilable. That was tough to watch.
That's tough to get over. What year did I come to your camp? For those of you who don't know, I've known Steve for a long time. How old were you when I came to your campus?
I'm trying to remember when.
We were definitely legal where we went to a casino at some point, but
then it had to be senior year.
Okay, yeah, no, it's actually a pretty good story. I was working for the Nets at the time, and I was traveling with the team, and I was the low man on the totem pole, and unfortunately something happened with the hotel's laundry system, so I had to.
I forgot about that.
So I had to find some way to do laundry on the West Coast without any resources. So I'm like, who do I know on the West Coast that could help me do laundry? I'm like, oh, I'll hang out with Steve. I'll do some laundry for the Nets on campus, and at the end of the night, I'll return and get my laundry and go back to the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, I mean, there's something both exciting and humbling watching your friend, deal with Vince Carter's underwear. It was a thrill for me, I'll tell you that much. That was amazing. I forgot about that until you just mentioned it now.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I remember exactly where we were. I remember that apartment complex.
Yeah, no, I think I tried to block out that memory, but as you were talking about your campus, it did bring back memories.
Good times.
Hey, Joel and Bihas, not sure if you guys realized, we took off the video on the lobby, and now we just have a kind of a place marker card there, which sends you to the chat. We had some issues with the video playing twice, so let us know how the quality is kind of compared to other nights. Whether you have any hiccups or pausing. We really want to try and get this stream to be perfect for you guys, so don't hold back, and let us know if tonight is any better or any worse or the same when you get a chance.
So, by the way, 2 minutes and 16 seconds left. DeRozan has 20. If he scores 4 more and the rest of D. Curry 23's picks holds, we will have our first winner ever in the Mighty Double for $909. And it's a close game. Raptors are down 4 with 2 minutes to go. So, I mean, right in range. It certainly could happen.
Yeah, he also has to sweat Smith in his first question. If Smith scores another point in his final 2 minutes, he's done as well.
Ooh, that would be a brutal way to lose. Imagine he gets the 26 and loses on that.
Yeah, that would be a tough one to overcome.
So yeah, for those of you who are new to Jackpot contests in general, they're exciting, they're aggravating, they're fun. When you lose, don't get too discouraged, because if everyone loses, that just means the prize pool gets that much bigger the next day. So if this is your first or one of your first times playing, you're like, I went 2 of 4, what the heck is this? You really kind of are rooting against everybody else. I mean, some players obviously root for each other. They're nicer people probably than you and me. But effectively, if you lose, you're kind of rooting for everyone else to lose, because in all those smaller jackpots, the prize pool will go up the next day.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be rooting against people actively. I'm sometimes amazed that people congratulate and are happy for each other when somebody wins one of these progressive jackpots. Gary
also tries to trip people walking the street.
I kicked the dog one time.
Terrible. Too far.
Hey Chamook, what's going on?
It's 38 left in that game now.
Chamook, glad to have you here tonight. I'm glad to hear you guys saying the quality is better tonight. But definitely, if you have any hiccups, be sure to let us know, because we want to try and figure out how to make this perfect. But and yeah, I want to see Steve's dog too. He always tells me he has this dog. I actually don't. I'm not even sure I believe him, honestly.
So let me tell you about this dog. So this dog was my wife's dog. She got this dog 8 years ago, but he loves me more now, right? I'm more of a dog person. I spoil him. But now, as the kids are getting older, he's kind of like going to them. So he's in the bedroom right now. He's not even hanging out with me. So we'll see. Maybe he'll come join us. But I'll try to. He's very lazy. He's a lazy Labrador. So if he comes this way, I'll definitely let you know. Oh, by the way, DeRozan up to 22 points. That's going to be a minute 27 to go. Raptors down 2. That's gonna come down to the wire there. So yeah. Oh, by the way, we have another player who just jumped in because DeRozan now has 23 or 22 rather. We have Abdullah 19 jumped to the top with also 3 of 4, but he has Carmelo, who Carmelo has a chance. Carmelo has 6 points late in the third. He needs to get to 17.
Ooh, look at DeRozan. Look what just happened, Steve.
What happened?
I'm seeing him at 24. Are you not seeing him at 24?
Oh, my head was down. Yeah, you're right. He just scored another one. Okay, 24. That means that blinking dot working just as it should is now green. D. Curry 23.
It's funny. It's an interesting perspective. When he needed 4 points to go with 2 minutes to go, you're like score, score, score. And now it's like, man, whatever you do, don't touch the ball, don't do anything, just kill this clock and let him finish with 24.
So it's all tied now, right? I believe that's correct. They just went to commercial, so we'll check that out. And by the way, lots of action now. Now I'm looking at Nashawn843, who's a regular good player on Boom, and he's now 2 of 3 in the Triple Lightning. He's got Tobias Harris. Now he has DeRozan. He needs Westbrook to really go off in the fourth quarter. He has Westbrook at 28, where he only has 8. But he's one of 2 of 3 contenders. Let's see. Yeah, but all eyes really on that mighty double. We could have our first winner in Boom history. And, we did just launch this a few days ago, so it hasn't been that long. This jackpot will be hit on average once or twice a week. But D. Curry 23 trying to hold both in the DeRozan question and, of course, in the points question, where if Smith has one more point, that will take him out as well. So a lot to root against.
Yeah, I mean, I think
just room for turnovers, nonstop turnovers.
Yeah, he's room for the clock to run. But in this final minute here, I mean, if he could fade these two things, he's going to feel pretty good. Although we'll still have another quarter of Westbrook, which him getting 3 rebounds is definitely not out of the question. But
yeah, it's 106, 48 seconds to go. Raptors have the ball, knocked out of bounds, but they still have the ball. So yeah, we'll see if DeRozan does any damage here. 14 seconds left on the shot clock, but it looks like they just called timeout here. Woo!
Yeah,
D. Curry.
You don't want D. Curry definitely does not want overtime.
No, he does not. By the way, not a brand new player, but close. 2 contests. 2 contests for D. Curry 23, and now he's contending for a $909 prize. Not too shabby. He makes it look easy.
I see Chamook is in Disney this week with 2 kids. Chamook, if you're watching from Disney, that's definitely bonus points. But if not, you got to tell us how old your kids are, because Steve and I both have 2 young kids, and we're both thinking about sooner than later making that pilgrimage to Disney with the 2 kids, and we're trying to figure out if it's a good idea or not.
Not together, though. There's nothing wrong with that. You have 2 kids independently.
And yes, we see each other. We see each other.
Megan, my wife Megan, really does want to go to Disney. I mean, it'd be fun, but
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like I think we need to bring a babysitter with us if we go, but
it seems crazy to not do that, right?
Yeah.
By the way, for those of you who haven't checked it out yet, check out Boom Trivia. This past week we had it at 5 p.m. Eastern. We may switch up the time. We're still figuring that out, but it's our newest game play, completely free to enter, real cash prizes. We've had it for 5 straight nights now, and it's growing each day. So check out Boom Trivia. We'll send a push notification for that.
Yeah, and also if you're in the app too, you don't have to worry. We just added something this week where if you're inside the app and you're not in Boom Trivia, you'll get a notification that the trivia is live as well.
I just made it clear because Gary's not up to my standards, It's just anyway.
Yeah. We also see each other 60 hours a week.
That's good age, Chamook. I feel like they'll really enjoy it. Like my kids are 2 and 1. Like the older one may remember it for a year, but at that point, I don't know, 6-8 is a fun and pure hell at the same time. I can totally see that, but at least they'll remember that for like several years. So good for you for doing that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be going just for my wife. You know, I feel like the kids would kind of have fun, but they wouldn't remember it after a week.
Yeah, and it's funny. I think if we went to Disney, I think I'd come back needing another vacation. So I don't think going on a vacation where you need another vacation after is a good idea for either one of us right now.
Oh man. Greek Freak is asking if the $100 late night NBA doesn't fill, does it still run? Gary, you want to answer that?
Yeah, I saw Joel answered it as well, but so as long as it gets 2 players, it's going to run. If it only gets 1, it's not going to run. And the prize pools vary based on how many entries are submitted. So if you click on the prizes tab, you'll be able to see the different pay scales based on how many entries we get.
Sweet. All right, so there's 20.9 seconds left. This could go to overtime. So yeah, he's really hoping that somebody wins this in regulation, and he's hoping DeRozan isn't the guy who knocks down this shot, but it's Raptors ball. Oh, actually, is it Raptors ball? Now I'm actually not so sure. But yeah, 20.9 seconds. We'll sweat this out. We'll see if D Curry 23 will be our first jackpot winner. $909 up for grabs. D Curry, if you're watching, let us know. It'd be fun to actually see. You know what we should add? We should add those, like, maybe it's too many dots, the green dot, the red dot. But you know how, like, on LinkedIn or like sites like that, they have like a little green dot when you're on the platform and you're live. It'd be nice if D Curry 23 was here.
Yeah, no. I was talking to our team this week saying how can we make this a 3-person show where if someone's pretty close, we're able to bring them on as a third guest, a third host of the show.
DeRozan has the ball with 18 seconds to go at midcourt.
Oh, that's awful because if he has the ball, it's either going to go to overtime or he's going to score.
He's holding the ball 10 seconds. He's starting to dribble 6 seconds. Passes it out. We are going to overtime. Missed at the buzzer. Assuming there's no foul call, my TV is on mute. And it doesn't look like there is, so I'm sorry, D Curry 23. You've got another 5 minutes of overtime to sweat.
And also, I'm sorry, NBA. For those of you who are watching at home, there's absolutely no reason to get the NBA TV package. Steve will take care of that for you and dictate all the
you can just hear me grunt. I'm sure it's just as entertaining. Yeah, you know, it's pretty cool. I was talking to another fellow startup. Called Maestro, and they're a startup in LA where they're building out this technology to basically allow, you know, leagues and corporate partners and like esports to have like a really cool digital viewing experience where you can overlay stuff on top of it. So we talked about, you know, hey, if I ever sell this to one of the leagues, maybe we could put Boom Fantasy over, you know, the screen. So if you could track your jackpot players in real time. I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. Just get one of the leagues to agree to that. We'll definitely do it. Like, you don't have to convince me. But it was a pretty cool product.
We'll be here. And Joel, I saw you mention that Durant is out tonight in the late slate. Yeah, unfortunately that news broke late this afternoon. It was too late. But I don't think he's in the Mighty Double. He's in the Mighty Dollar, right, Joel? So and looking at the Mighty Double in the late slate, I actually think this is one of the easier Lightning Bowls I've seen in a while with Goran. With him averaging 17.5 points a game, his range of what he's going to do on a normal day is definitely lower than the range of what a Harden or LeBron or Durant is going to do. So I actually do think this Mighty Double late slate is a little easier than normal.
Nice. Whew, yeah, that's tough for D Curry 23. What do you think his chances are now with overtime?
2%.
Yeah, I was gonna say 10% at most, right?
Mm-hmm. Although this maybe like 7%.
Because Smith is done, so
yeah,
he could win the first question.
Yeah, that was a big one. So I mean, do I think DeRozan's going to score? Probably, but I feel that first question I was actually just as worried about as the last question. Yeah, he still
So
got
yeah,
some.
I hope he doesn't think that it's actually final. It looks like it says final, but that's a visual glitch. It's really an overtime. So yeah, DeRozan, uh, game's not over, and so yeah. Do you think 10% is about right? A little higher, a little lower?
I think a little, maybe like 7 to 8%.
Yeah.
I
All right,
mean,
we'll see.
not bad. I mean, not bad. I mean, a 1 in 11 chance to turn $2 into.
You think out of 10 overtimes he scores in more than 9 of them?
I think Westbrook gets there like 25% of the time as well in this last question. I think Westbrook can get the 3 rebounds here in this final. Is that game close? Question.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't even looking at that. Yeah, so rebounds. Yeah, if Westbrook gets 3 more, that question nullifies. He's got 9.5 to go in the fourth.
Yeah, although Jonas, it's very possible he could pick up a rebound here in overtime as well. Which I mean, I think if he picks up 1 or 2, I start to feel much better about it. But I mean, Westbrook easily can get 3 rebounds here in this final quarter if the game is close. I don't have the game on, but
Yeah, that's a fair point. I didn't see that rebound question, or I didn't realize that was still very much in play. So yeah, we'll sweat this out with you guys.
and I see we have our first projected cash of the night in this $1 million jackpot as well. I see sales 5280 is up to 5 of 9 in that jackpot.
Nice. Yeah, it's great to see.
And that's his first contest, Steve. So the first time he's playing on Boom, looks like he's on pace to double his entry fee in this contest.
Yeah, love it. Going for the million right away. By the way, DeRozan just had the ball stripped from him. He's not happy about it. It may have been a foul. We'll see if he's going to the line or not. I don't know if they're over the limit. So how does it work, Gary? Do they get a new set of? It looks like they do, right? So
yeah, is it 3 maybe? I believe I'm not.
Yeah, it's definitely something because he didn't go to the line.
Yeah, I used to be very familiar with stuff like that, but now my institutional knowledge is transferred to fantasy sports law. But
yeah, it's fair. Yeah, there's only so much that you can keep in your head at one time.
Yeah. Truthfully, the sad thing is probably when I was 12 years old, I probably could have rattled off that answer for you in half a second. But
by the way, it does look like, if I'm not mistaken, it does look like
D. Curry's.
Yeah, look, because Smith. It looks like because
overtime.
It said final, but it wasn't final. So yeah, so Smith just scored a 3 there. I'm sorry. Yeah, Smith just scored a 3 there, so that means that D. Curry's pick is donezo. So, for the rest of you guys, $1,050 if nobody wins in the late slate will be roughly the new prize of the Mighty Double. Pretty juicy.
Yeah, and their Bihas and Joe Please are celebrating the defeat. The defeat.
Ruthless guys. No sympathy, no empathy. Just going right for. I mean, I'd be the same way. No judgment here.
No, I appreciate the honesty. I don't want to hear one of those BS fake lines of good try. No, right away we're happy you lost.
Yeah, so Chimuk, by the way, I'm reading your old comment. Yeah, 1 and 2, not taking them. 7K is no joke. You need to win the progressive to help pay for that and your future Disneyland trips. Yeah, like I shudder to think of 5 days in like Orlando, Florida, or Disney World. Disneyland, I guess, is in California. Either both.
And DeRozan just went to 27, so at this point it won't be as painful for him. But it's funny, Steve, when you think back at these big jackpots, it's amazing how many of them are affected by overtime. And just like if overtime didn't exist, like almost every big win or like big near close call always seems to be affected by overtime.
No, that's absolutely right. One of the players I was really happy who won maybe last week, one of the jackpots, one of the smaller jackpots, was X John X. And part of the reason I was happy he won is because in that epic $2,000 Mighty Dollar jackpot, he had it. He was all over it, and overtime kind of screwed him over. So it happens. You win and lose by overtime sometimes. It's part of the what makes this game great, and it's part of what makes this game very difficult some nights.
Overtime giveth, overtime taketh away.
I'm looking at the $2 progressive, and we got Ephraim, Ephraim, 1978, who's now 5 of 8. So one more correct, and he will get, I believe 6 of 8 is $10, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not too shabby for a $2 entry. So he's in contention for that. So yeah, we'll talk about the bigger jackpots too. So the $2 progressive right now, it's got a prize pool of $36,852. If you go 6 of 8, you win $10. If you go 7 of 8, you win, I believe it's $150. Is that right, Gary?
What's that? 7 of 8? You said?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and if you go 8 of 8, you win the jackpot, as well as part of the jackpot is actually used. 10% of it is used to pay everyone else who's in there. So if there's 50 entries in there, they all get a piece of it. So that's actually the one jackpot you are rooting for your fellow peers if you're in it, conceivably. And we've had people get close, four different 7 of 8s, but no one has taken it down yet.
Yeah, and that's a jackpot where like that 10%, even though it's split among everybody, like there's a decent chance it ends up being like $100 or so. I mean, that's
Yep.
I mean, it's not going to be 30,000, but if you're playing the day somebody wins, you'll probably get $100 out of it or something close to that.
So Poison 13 has just jumped up to 3 of 4 because he has DeRozan at 27. He still needs Carmelo to really have a big performance in points in the final 647. Smith has 19. Carmelo has 6. So pretty unlikely still, but we'll keep an eye on Carmelo, see if he can do it for Poison 13.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a close call. I'm also looking at Astronaut 6. He also has a similar situation going on right now with Carmelo. Yeah, I think it's hard to see Carmelo kind of picking up with like at least 14 points here in the last couple minutes.
I really thought so. We're in New York, so we hear we always heard the good, the bad, and the ugly about Carmelo Anthony. And I gotta say, when he got traded to the Thunder, I kind of thought that would be a disaster. I just thought he wouldn't be able to accept the lesser role. But he kind of seems happy having the spotlight off him a little bit. I'm curious to see how the Thunder will do in the playoffs.
Yeah, $28 million, Steve, will solve a lot of happiness problems.
I wouldn't know.
I think there was actually a trade kicker too, or maybe he waived that. But I think there was like I want to say there was like a 5 or 10% trade kicker in there as well. He might have waived it, but I'm pretty sure he got compensated for going there as well. So yeah, this $2 mighty double is looking like we won't have a winner, at least in these early slates. Everybody's kind of gone down to 2 of 4. So good news for the rest of the field for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it's going to go to tomorrow. Maybe someone from our team can let us know, but it's definitely going to be over 1,000. But I'll try and get you guys an exact total as well before we head off.
All right, I'm not gonna read your chats out loud. For my virgin eyes, it's just too much. I'm looking actually. I'm still watching this Raptors game. It turned into a really good game actually. Raptors are up 2 with 17 seconds to go in overtime. It probably doesn't matter for the jackpot anymore, but it's still a fun game to watch.
Yeah. I don't know how you're not watching the tournament, but
because I'm so lazy that I need to switch the channel. See this old school remote. Let's see.
It is that like one time a year where you're like, what channel is True TV for these first round games? Like,
it's incredible.
It's like every year, once a year, you're like, oh, I have no idea what this channel is. Let me try and figure out what it is.
In terms of unique people who watch True TV in a year, I wonder what % of them for the year come in this 4-day stretch. Like 50%, probably.
It's got to. I would maybe for males, maybe it's like it might be like 75%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really scroll. Like, do people do that anymore? Do people just like go up on their TVs? No, you look for the guide. You look to see what to turn on. And I never really go to True TV if it's not for March Madness, unless True TV would like to become a sponsor. Then we'll go to True TV every night.
We'll start streaming our show live on there. We'll even promise to get our prettier faces if True TV
That's
gets us
right.
on there.
We'll hire up. Oh man. No monstrous upset though this year, right? No 15 seed. Well, I guess we had one or two 14 seeds. Just
yeah. I think one 14 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, but looking at when I was looking at the Vegas odds, and Arizona, they were like the 6th or 7th favorites. So I mean, even though they were
a 4 seed,
even they were at 4 seed. I mean, a lot of people had them. I guess Vegas had them as like really like 6th or 7th overall to win.
They must not have paid them enough for the tournament this year.
No, I was
they were properly incentivized.
I was so convinced they were going to have a chip on their shoulder, but it did not appear to be the case.
No, the money dried up. They had a chip on their shoulder, all right, but misdirected.
That's okay. Seton Hall tomorrow is going to take down Kansas, and I'll definitely be on to celebrate tomorrow if that happens.
Kansas is obviously a good program, but they definitely have their fair share of disappointments, so it could happen. I can see Seton Hall doing that upset.
Yeah. Oh, I think there's a real possibility. I mean, it's
what's the line?
5. Someone told me it was like 5 this morning.
Whoa! So that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun to watch. What time's that game?
I'm not sure. It's probably announced, but I'm not sure yet.
Joel, we're glad you have a good time with this show. It looks like it's gone back to PG-13 level, so we can now interact with the chat. Yeah, we have a good time too. It's tough to do it every night because love my wife. Actually, it's my wife's birthday tomorrow, so I may not be able to do it tomorrow night either. But Gary's my work wife, right?
Yes.
Can I call you that? Is that allowed?
That's more than fair, but that's also why if I do go to Disney, I will not be going with you because.
No. If you, yeah, I don't think we could ever go on vacation together. Our wives would kill us because we would just talk about Boom the whole time. We'd be like texting and WhatsApping our team, like, "Hey, this is wrong. This is off." Oh yeah, it would be a fine vacation for me, but for them probably not as much.
And we still have 25 minutes left tonight if anyone's looking to kind of get any last minute entries in this NBA late slate.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
And a couple of things I don't want to say this is too easy of a slate, but I really see some vulnerabilities here with in that third question on the money double with Durant out. Ball really is a big favorite in that question.
Oh wow, yeah. Durant out really does make that a pretty decent question to stack up on.
Yes, I mean you got, especially if you also look at the last 5 games or so. I mean he really has a pretty big advantage over those other guys. And then yeah, I mean that first question is pretty tough. I think any of those either choice A, B, or C between Buddy, Lopez, and Tyler Johnson, any of those guys could win. But, this slate definitely has some vulnerability here to take it down.
And so Brian, our producer, just let us know that the mighty double will be at least $1,060 tomorrow if nobody wins this late slate. But as Gary mentioned, this late slate, with Durant being out in question 3, definitely has some possibility. So you've got 22 minutes to enter that. Again, it's 9:09 tonight, which right now you would be the solo winner. So if you haven't put in an entry, consider putting an entry in that. But yeah, if no one wins that, at least 1,060 tomorrow.
Chamuk, I'll answer your question. One of the shoes is Kobe Bryant, and the other one is J Kidd.
Hey now. What's J Kidd doing these days?
He was recently fired from Milwaukee.
I know, but he had such a rise. I remember his first year, he was considered like a god as a coach. That obviously went bad. Not in a hurry. How long was there? 3 years, 2.5 years?
Yeah, I think 3 years, or it was either 2.5 or 3.5. I don't think we got the full story. My instinct is something that was kind of quickly happened, and
it did happen very quickly. That was a little bizarre.
it was one of those things where like it was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and J Kidd was trending on Twitter. I'm like, oh, that's not a good sign. Hopefully he's alive.
Oh, yeah, that would have been Jake. Yeah, I remember. So yeah, being he was so good. He like single-handedly led the Nets to the finals. Was it 1 or 2 years?
2
was it
years.
Just the one?
Yeah, no,
was it 2 years?
Yeah, against San Antonio and against the Lakers. And the first time against the Lakers, they got absolutely blown out. But again, the game against the Spurs. I mean, they lost in 6 games, but that was a close series. I mean, they easily could have won that series. I came there the year after that, so I don't want to say I was the
getting at the end for the New Jersey, now Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember, even when the Nets were good, I remember it was like so bizarre. It's like, this doesn't feel right. You know, the Nets being an NBA Finals caliber team, but Kidd was that good. He was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, no, he was my favorite player growing up. When my jersey number is always 5, so he was always a player I kind of is my favorite player growing up. So getting to work for the Nets when he was there was pretty exciting. But you know, he was special. He was I mean, an unbelievable passer. But unfortunately, things went south, and he had enough of the jersey.
You guys want a virtual tour of my place? My place we've got blocks on the ground. We have just toys everywhere.
Oh, I have that as well. I mean, that's not that is not exclusive. Behind that wall is a room full of way too many toys of my kids.
Yeah, that's the beauty of living in the burbs, in the suburbs. I'm in Manhattan, where I'm living in a shoebox. It's very, it's a nice shoebox, but still a shoebox. Yeah, it's I look forward to getting out of the city and into the burbs soon, Gary. I'm very jealous. Not jealous of your commute, but I'm very jealous of your living situation.
Yeah, there's trade-offs. I'm honestly not sure which one of us has a better situation, but like everything else, there's positives and negatives, and the grass is always greener, probably.
B. Haas, enjoy bowling. Obviously, we were just bowling. What was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? We had a nice company bowling event. I think I beat Gary 2 out of 3 games. No big deal. So enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm not as generous as Steve. Once you leave, I'm gonna pull the same stuff you pulled, Bihas, asking if you're still alive, like you did to us. But have fun tonight, and if you bowl a 300, you gotta let us know. Even if you bowl a 200,
that's
Steve? What score does he have to post tonight? And a picture of the water cooler where you give him a free $90 jackpot ticket.
100. Show 100. What? I can afford a $90 jackpot ticket.
100, man. That's pretty weak. I mean, like, you can be pretty casual and bowl 100. You gotta make it a little.
You didn't bowl 100.
Every game I bowled 100. I mean,
right.
I don't think I bowled over 110, but every game I was between 100 and 110.
How about this? He gets a free $90 jackpot ticket if he bowls at least 100 with a pink ball.
So he has to take a picture with a pink ball.
That's right.
And we have to see the scoreboard in the background.
I mean, that's a lot of rules, but sure.
and he'll be on the honor system that this score is not fabricated.
All right, 150, B. Haas. I don't know how good of a bowler you are. What's your high score? Yeah, with bumpers. 190 is a very good score.
Oh man,
Joel. I feel like Joel's probably just like we know Joel was like dunking in high school, so maybe Joel just bowls like a 230 like in his sleep.
I thought Joel and Bihas were friends. Now Joel's saying, "Oh, don't give him a free ticket unless he gets 190." And man, if that was me, I'd be like, "Oh, let him get a 50. Let him get." Joel, please showing no mercy for Bihas in this. All
right, he's trash at bowling, so let's say 115, 120. That's the over-under. I got into a big bowling phase in college. I think I bowled like 10 games between 190 and 200, and I never broke 200. It's like the biggest regret of my life, because now I'm terrible, right? I bowl once every 2 years. But when I was bowling almost every night, I can't believe I didn't crack 200. What a waste.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever cracked 150. So Bihas is saying 120 is his line. So I think we'll set it at 120, and if Bihas is able to get 120, send us proof, and when we wake up in the morning, we'll put one of those tickets in your account.
No, because it's not demeaning. You just got to own the pink ball. You just need to make it your own, you know?
Would you accept purple?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Something close to that new Boom TV is live card in our lobby.
That's pretty pink.
Something of that shade.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good. I'm glad the video is working a lot better. Our engineers correctly predicted that if we got it out of the lobby, it would help everybody watching the water cooler. So glad that's working better. We'll keep on looking to improve this. Gary, any sort of last words of wisdom or anything you want to profile in either, you kind of already talked about the contest tonight, but maybe some of the contests tomorrow before we sign off here?
Yeah, I see we have 3 NBA contests tomorrow and 3 slates of games starting pretty early. So I think they start mid-afternoon. So you'll have 7 opportunities tomorrow to join these jackpots, and they are going to start growing pretty quickly. I mean, 1,000 seems to be like that magic number where people really just start to throw a bunch of entries in. It was 7 slates. There's going to be plenty of opportunities for people to fire away tomorrow.
Nice. Well, good. I'm rooting for you guys. Bihas, if you're still there, I'm rooting for you in bowling as well. Bowling is fun. I actually miss bowling. I mean, obviously, we did bowl recently, but I actually love bowling. I think it's a great use of time. And it's not too expensive. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, the operations team is going to cringe when I say this, but Steve had the idea of us trying to get some a PBA bowling fantasy contests up when they start streaming live again.
Gosh, I would kill for that. I love the idea of fantasy bowling.
So yeah, we're thinking about it. If Brian doesn't, if Brian and the rest of our team doesn't kill us for us making that request, but we're considering having some bowling contest when there's the next big event on ESPN.
I think we should reach out to the PBA too and do some exclusive contests for them. I think we could really rock bowling. I think bowling is great. I think bowling is a great fantasy contest. I think it's set up really well. So be on the lookout for those. Like, how many turkeys will he get? I mean, it's great. It's good stuff. All right. With that, we are going to sign off. We will be. I probably won't be on tonight or tomorrow night, but I should be back on Sunday in one form or another. We'll see what video I join.
Before I let you head off, where are you going to dinner tomorrow?
Where am I going to dinner? Hold on. This is how bad of a husband I am. I think she booked the reservation. That's I think we're going. Are we going to? We're not going to like a steakhouse, but we're going to some like Italian-esque steak place somewhere in Midtown. I don't even remember the name, but we haven't been. Should be good.
Have fun. Enjoy.
Yeah, it'll be good. All right, guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Tonight, we'll see you on a future episode real soon.
Talk to you later. Have a good night, guys.